How much time should Diddy get in your eyes? Because he's still waiting to be sentenced.
Truthfully, I think Diddy should be able to go home.
Time served.
Yeah, this was a malicious prosecution.
I agree.
People are going to hate me
agree.
for saying it. Vlad, I went so far. I wrote President Trump a letter. I wrote Pam Bondi. I wrote Cash Patel. And I wrote Judge Submarinian. This guy was maliciously prosecuted. Okay, he was guilty. He did a lot of this stuff. But if the government did not prosecute him right, if they falsified this narrative, if they fabricated and withheld information about the alleged victims, he was maliciously prosecuted. He should not do a day if Cassie's not going to suffer, if Jane is not going to suffer. They should let him go. They clipped him for half his fortune. I think Diddy would get out of jail and he would totally restructure his life and never let himself get caught in no dumb shit like this again.
I don't know.
He's not a danger.
I don't know about that.
I don't think he would.
Diddy would get back to the freak offs. I just think he'd be way more careful now.
Yes.
I think he would possibly, hire female sex workers to go along with some of these situations. And, generally female sex workers understand that privacy is part of, their job. And they're not looking to just kind of turn around and steward it. But then again, someone like Diddy, you never know.
Oh, you mean instead of his girlfriends?
Instead of girlfriends. Instead of getting like these girls that he's churning out, to actually get girls that are cool with all this.
And that's what he's doing. He's just turning girls out. He turned out Cassie. Yeah. No disrespect to 50. He turned out 50 baby moms. That's
although I heard some interesting stories about her beforehand.
Beforehand, okay.
Oh yeah.
But that's not even 50
I've
fault.
heard a lot of interesting stories.
That's
not 50.
Yeah, it's not 50 fault.
Yeah.
That's not 50's fault at all.
No, it's not his fault at all. And I'm sure that 50 is, no matter how many jokes he cracks, nobody wants their baby mother
exactly.
To be peed in the mouth and doing all types of crazy, cuckold sex.
It's embarrassing because she represents him. So I'm
they got a kid together.
He don't want none of that for her. Exactly. He didn't know.
Now, do you think that Trump will actually pardon Diddy?
I think if he's over sentenced, I think Trump totally will. Because Trump is familiar with the Eastern District, the Southern District of New York. He's familiar with malicious prosecution.
Yeah.
I think that he will totally pardon Diddy, and I hope he does. I hope if they try to play Diddy, if they want to send him to jail and they want to give him a year, 2 years, 3 years, he got convicted. It's not really much we can say. They fabricated a lot, but he was guilty of it, Vlad. Let's just be honest. They just misrepresented it the wrong way.
I mean, his lawyers say that he is the only man in America who's in jail for hiring male escorts.
He probably is. I can't find one case, because when I heard Mark Aguafidio say it, I looked it up. I can't find one case where a man has been sent to jail for hiring a male escort. One.
Well, yeah, and I've said this. If you really are looking at this whole case and Diddy has been found guilty for prostitution, Cassie should be found guilty for the exact same crime because she facilitated a lot of this.
And she wanted to.
And literally, you're the fifth male escort that has constantly said the same story.
Yeah.
Cassie picked you. These are 5 men saying the same thing, that they were picked by Cassie, contacted by Cassie, paid by Cassie, brought back by Cassie. There was never any sort of coercion. Yes, there was some domestic violence along the way, but not the whole time. And at the end of the day, if this is all you got, the fact that Cassie got immunity to admit to the exact same thing and got $30 million along with it, man, listen, I almost think she got pregnant on purpose so she'd be pregnant on the stand. I almost think that might even been in vitro, and they probably timed it to the point where she has extra sympathy, the fact that there's pregnant girls on the stand crying.
We're on the same page.
That's what I think, man. I think Cassie's a villain, man. Honestly.
I think she's a villain. We're on the same page.
I think she's the super villain in this whole situation. She manipulated everybody. I mean, even Kid Cudi got on the stand and said, yeah, Cassie was playing both of us. She was playing both me and Diddy.
I think her ultimate aim was to lock Diddy in by doing the sexually depraved stuff that he wanted. And when it didn't work for her and she realized she slutted herself out for years and she got nothing out of it, when she flew back to her mama's house to start staying in her mama's house, and I think watching Young Miami really did it for her. Because Young Miami blew, definitely.
Well, I think it was partly Young Miami and then the baby he had with the Asian girl. And I think if he had just had a baby with Cassie, because she deserved one.
Yeah, she
did. If you really think about everything they went through, the length of the relationship, the fact that he paraded her around publicly and so forth, because sometimes you don't want to have the baby with the side chick, because it's a side chick. You don't really want the world to know about it and so forth.
She was the main chick.
She was the main chick.
Yeah.
She was the main chick. There's really, not any good reason for her not to have a baby with Diddy. Because I remember when Diddy had that baby, it's like this academics tweet went public said Diddy just had a side chick on his side chicks.
I remember that tweet.
To the fact that like Diddy had to make a comment saying, Young Miami is not my side chick, she's my shorty wop. So he's still not your chick though.
Yeah, she's not.
He's still dancing.
He's still
dancing around the topic. So yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, I think that I'm happy with the verdict because look, man, every rich guy flies girls in.
Yeah.
Because they're busy.
Yes.
Because they can't fly out to Houston or Miami or Atlanta or whatever else. It'd be much easier to just buy a girl, a coach plane ticket, put them up in a hotel, have some fun with them, give them a little bit of money to go shopping, have some dinners, have sex or whatever. But, but men also have to be careful, in situations like this. At the end of the day, if you go and fly a girl out, get her own hotel room. So it doesn't look like she's required to sleep with you and have sex with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be very clear that you guys are just hanging out to hang out. That sex is not required in this situation because you can get caught up in a very bad situation where she can claim that she was sex trafficked.
Quick.
You always want to avoid that situation. And you always want to be nice to women.
Yes.
Never let a woman leave mad.
Oh, no. No.
Do whatever it takes
to make sure she's good when she leaves.
I don't care if you got to humble yourself. I don't care if you got to apologize for some shit that you were not wrong for. I don't care if it's giving her a few extra dollars to just smooth the situation over.
Exactly.
Now you may think it's extortion, but it's a whole lot better than the police showing up.
Yes, it is.
Because let me tell you, I interviewed Tupac's rape accuser, Ayanna Jackson.
Yeah.
And during this interview, I was talking to Tupac's co-defendant, Man. And I said, Man, at the point where she starts accusing Tupac of letting his friends rape her and stuff like that, if he didn't say, get this bitch out of here, instead, if he had pulled her aside, took her into the other room, apologized, kissed her, hugged her, whatever else, maybe taken her out of that place, would none of this have happened? He said none of this would have happened.
Wow.
But the fact that he said, get this bitch out of here, so they got that bitch out of there. She went downstairs looking crazy, disheveled. The hotel people were like, what's going on? And she's like, Tupac raped me. Well, let's call the police. Next thing you know, the police are going upstairs. There's guns in the room. There's a bunch of guys in the room. It's a mess.
Yep.
And, ultimately, that led him down a path that ultimately he died from.
Yeah.
Because he went to prison, then he died, signed a death row. And when you look at this whole situation, all he had to do is be nice to that girl.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, man, these are women.
Yeah.
They have feelings. They're humans. They're not just playthings and toys and stuff like that. And I think that that's the problem that Diddy really had in the long term, is that he did not treat people like people.
He didn't. They definitely disregarded people. And you're right about that. I think as men, sometimes we learn the hard way that we have to be soft with women regardless of the way they treat us. Because I had to learn the hard way. I had to have a woman stalk me and do the things with the police and family court to me for a few years to realize my mistake was dumping her too harshly. If I had dumped her with more finesse, if I had treated her better leaving her, if I hadn't said, hey, crazy, leave me the hell alone, I would have never been through family court, stalked for 4 years, and had to sue the city of New York for civil rights violations. So I definitely agree with you. It's all how you end it with a woman. He could have totally avoided this. If he had realized what Cassie went through him for that 10-year period, she earned $20-30 million. When she told him she wanted money,
20-30 million.
Listen, she earned it.
I don't know about
she
that
did.
amount.
Based on who he was and the damage she could have created, I would have gave her $50 million never to tell any of that. Look who he was. Look how much money he was making.
Well, I think in retrospect, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. If he had just paid her, and probably back then he probably could have gotten away with 5 or 10 before she actually filed the lawsuit. So
it's kind of funny because when I think about it now, someone asked me like if he got out, because I wrote a letter for him to get bail.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if he get out, aren't you worried about him coming after you? No. Why? Because I didn't do anything to him. How can he be mad at me? Because the U.S. Attorney's Office came after me and made me cooperate. Yeah. That's not my fault. This is his fault because he didn't clean up his mess.
I don't think Diddy is looking to go after anybody.
I don't think
he's
so.
going to be happy to get his freedom eventually, and he just wants to quietly, do his thing, realizing he's not the same Diddy anymore.
Yeah, and that's going to be the hardest reality people don't understand for him. Like,
because he's always been Diddy.
He's always been Diddy. He's been the man for 30 years.
He didn't calm down in his 40s. He didn't calm down in his 50s. We'll see what his 60s are going to look like, but I don't have high hopes for him turning into a different person.
He might, because he lost the star power. And I think once he realizes it, once the trial and everything's over, it's not going to be the same for him. He's not going to have...
But did he really? Because there's a... You don't think that he's still got a ton of fans, man? I'm telling you.
Yeah, but it's different. It's
different because people publicly don't want to stand next to him anymore.
And those were the people who made him who he was. It's the important people he was. Exactly. Like the low-level people who like him. Like, okay, he has the love of the people, obviously.
Yeah, he'll have some of that, yeah.
The people in front of the trial spraying, the verdict spraying baby oil themselves tells you that the people of Harlem and New York still love Diddy. That was insane.
That's what it is. Clayton Howard, man, appreciate you coming in, and good luck on your lawsuit. Like I said, I think that Cassie deserves to chunk off some of that money.
She does, and let's hope that she's finally held accountable, because the U.S. Attorney's Office wouldn't let her.
That's what it is. Peace.